Peace, this is Brother Hatim. I'd like to greet you and welcome you to the journey. First, I want to apologize for not having Freestyle Fridays. I got caught up and I was too tired, actually, to even do a show. I came home and walked my dog, and I just didn't have it in me, so I laid down to take a nap, and my nap turned into a 12-hour sleep. So my body needed it, and it got what it needed. And also I got what I needed because I was able to do some more studying. So that brings us around the point that I want to touch on this evening, or this morning, or this afternoon, or whatever time it is when you listen to this. I have been working on my latest book, which is called Warriors Training for Life's Journey, the Giammi Method, and I'm really working with the term warrior. I have always taught my young people that a warrior is one who is experienced or involved in conflict, and that word conflict is a very powerful word. For those that's on the path of self-mastery, realize that you are a warrior. During these days and times, we need more people who are warrior-like. When I say warrior-like, I mean an individual who is willing to deal with conflict, starting first with the internal conflicts that often pop up. Warrior is a word that has been stigmatized in our culture as someone who just fights physically. But anybody that has been in any of the warrior arts with a true teacher, or even been blessed enough to have a true master, knows that martial arts or the fighting arts are just the external aspect of it. What the warrior arts prepare you for is conflict, and how to deal with conflict, how to have what mind state to have in a conflict. And the fighting is a metaphor, or can be used as a metaphor, for many of the challenges that we have in our life. When we start understanding that we are warriors, I am a warrior, I'm a nation builder on a warrior path. My path is to the west. So when you understand where you are and you understand what you are, it gives you the power to overcome anything. Through the studies that I've been doing recently, and over the years, I have come to understand that the body has the ability to basically regenerate itself. I know that most of the limits we have are self-imposed. I know that all difficulties that we face are there for our betterment. And being a warrior means that you face these things and by facing them, you open yourself up to the opportunities of regeneration and personal growth. When you fight, when you have the conflict with yourself and sometimes others, and you come up with ways to resolve the conflict, where by physical or by mental or by spiritual, you are able to elevate yourself. Now, the warrior trains so that he doesn't have to physically, mentally, or spiritually fight, because by getting the body, spirit, mind, and body ready, those things that really are not ready for you, people, events, even negative spirits, will not approach you. You know what I'm saying? When you are prepared. But many of us are not prepared because we don't see ourselves as warriors. We don't see that the negative self-images that we have built the negative personalities that we have developed and that we live with don't need to be changed yet. We haven't realized that. Many people haven't realized that. And being a warrior, you start first, before you start judging the world, you start looking at yourself and seeing where you are weak. As a warrior, you have a principle system. As a warrior, you have morals. As a warrior, you have responsibilities. All these things fit into the player's pyramid. All these things fit into the principles that we use in the player's pyramid, from Umoja to Amani. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for further reading on that, you can check out my book, Player's Pyramid, the updated version. Check it out. But you get into those principles and understand that all conflicts do not have to be painful or harmful to others. What they are basically where we as individuals have the opportunity to prove that we're worthy of the blessings, prove that we're worthy to move on, and more importantly, to prove to ourselves that we are not a prisoner of these self-imposed limitations we have. So if you're trying to lose weight, you are in a warrior struggle. If you're trying to change some bad habits, you are in a struggle that you need to become a warrior to win. If you are in a bad relationship, you need some warrior training. If you want to develop your personal self, you need some warrior skills. If you are being bullied, you need some warrior skills, mentally, physically, or spiritually. You trying to change, you need some warrior skills. So when I'm talking about warrior, I'm not just talking about somebody that get out there and physically kick somebody's ass. I'm talking about somebody that could physically, mentally, and spiritually kick somebody's ass if they need to. And also come up with peaceful ways to resolve conflicts, because I could think of no stronger and no more formidable opponents than Gandhi or Martin Luther King, because they changed the whole culture. And for us not to look at them and not to see that warrior spirit is almost an insult to the warrior spirit, because it takes a certain level of control to practice nonviolence. For me, anybody that could practice nonviolence is a warrior, because it takes a high level of discipline that most people can't even imagine, can't even drum up, to not do what your nature tells you, fight or flight. To be nonviolent means that you overcome the basic human nature of defending yourself by either fighting or running, and to overcome human nature and to get thousands of other people to overcome a basic human need, a basic human desire, was very warrior-like. And it had to do with them changing the belief systems of the people that they was working with, as well as the belief systems within themselves. But it started with them doing it themselves. So understand, when I'm talking about the warrior spirit, when I'm talking about warrior training, I'm talking about preparing you for life's journey. Not just preparing you in a dojo so that you can break somebody's nose. That shit is easy. It's easy to learn. But to refrain from breaking somebody's nose is the hard part. To come up with another way of dealing with it. The best warriors are able to handle things before they move to the physical. A lot of warriors are very good bluffers. A lot of warriors are very good at convincing you that you really don't want to fight them. As a matter of fact, the spirit that they carry makes sure that you don't want to fight them. You know when you run into a warrior, whether they might be a fat warrior or a slim warrior or just an old warrior. There's some people who people naturally do not mess with. I even understand there were some studies done with prisoners who was in jail and who were professional at mugging people, where the muggers said there was a certain type of individual that they did mug. But individuals who seemed like they knew where they was going knew how, you know what I'm saying, they had a certain vibration about themselves, they didn't want to rob them. But they robbed those ones that's lost, and usually the ones that's lost are the ones that's not on the warrior path. When you are on the warrior path, you have a definite destination for your life. For example, when we take it straight to the martial arts, we understand that every individual that is involved with martial arts, official martial arts, are striving to improve their skills, so they're constantly trying to get their skills together to move to another level. Right? Now, in life, we need to have the same thing. That's why in geometry, we have a ranking system, not just to show that you have the capabilities of defending yourself, but to give those people involved in the process something that can remind them where they are. Somebody who's at the master level should not be acting like someone who's on the royal level. You see what I'm saying? It gives you something to remind you of where you are. You should have a certain level of skill in handling situations at a master level that are advanced, that are better than those individuals on the royal level. Same thing with white belts and blue belts and yellow belts and all those belts in between black. A black belt should be able to handle themselves in all situations, almost all situations, especially those dealing on the physical level, better than the white belt. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. Now, it might not be like that, you know, because I know some black belts that are just horrible and garbage with their martial skills. But that's a whole nother story. But the point that I'm trying to make, when we talk about this warrior spirit and we talk about training for the warrior, we're talking about developing a whole human being. So the next book that I'm bringing out is going to be about that. And the process that I'm going to take people through can be used in business, can be used in school, can be used in your personal life, can be used in your relationships. And the major part of it is learning to develop the habits that are necessary to be successful in this warrior art. This is Brother Tim. I'd like to thank you for listening. I want to send some shouts out to Oxy Water, the world's first oxygen-enhanced flavored mineral water. I also want to send shouts out to Orange 82 that provides me with my intro and my exit music. And last but not least, I want to send shouts out to Gumroad for making it possible for artists to produce something and generate income and keep a majority of their income themselves. For those that want to follow, of course you can follow me on my Spreaker station, and I would suggest that you get your own Spreaker station so I can follow you back, because I always follow back. It might take some time, but I'm going to follow you back. Second off, you can reach me at www.giamijourney.com. giamijourney.com. That's my blog. I'm working on a few more pieces right now. So if you would, have a peaceful night. Think about some of the things that I said. If you have comments, feel free to comment, and I will get back at you. With that, I say peace.